Gonna be seeing some big sharks today.
Yes, I'm never going to win it. The day that I get a 10 for that is the day that I probably retire. Yes, that was a good throw. That's like pinpoint. Bait, then rope. You missed the hand. Missed the what? What's the hand?
Dankjewel, yeah. Yes.
It's pretty clear, the water today. You can see the fish just there. Imagine how good the visibility will be down there.
I've seen sharks breach the bait. This far from the cage. Right up, shoot. I've had a shark jump out like this, right up there, and then land face first down the front of the cage like this. And that's when he comes and takes the tourists from the boat, you know. Okay. Right, guys, firstly, welcome to Shark Bay. And as I said, you can see how close to shore we are right now. So if you are unhappy with the sharks that you see here, if you want to start swimming home, basically you want to be swimming straight ahead of you. It should take you about 2 minutes with the shark behind you. Alright, because we only have a demarked area where the government allows us to attract the sharks in, the only method that we can use to get the sharks closer to our boat is by baiting or by chumming. Now, baiting and chumming, we do feel that this is a huge misconception. People think that they're coming out here to watch us feed the sharks. This is not what we are trying to achieve here. Very simply, from the back here, Aaron is busy mincing up some fish. And slowly, as he adds the minced fish into the bucket, he's going to add salt water to it so it looks like a fish soup. Now, if you want to taste the chum, you can. It's all fresh fish. But slowly, the soup or the chum is going to be dispersed from the back of our boat. Now, what happens from here is that this smell information travels out towards the shoreline today with wind and current. Any passing great white shark that is willing to scavenge and swims through this chum slick, he's eventually going to find the origin of the smell, which is the boat, by following the line that it makes. Alright, the bait that's in the water, these few fish heads, this is a visual target. So this is something that we give to the shark so that it can recognize something with the smell. And the bait is used so we can just lure the shark up towards boat and cage. Now, once again, the intention of the bait is not to feed the shark, but please keep in mind, these are apex predators. The great white shark has survived more than 40 million years of evolution. Today is probably the most perfect animal adapted for the environment that it lives in. And even in 20 meters of visibility, the shark just appears. So it can happen that the shark surprises me, gets hold of the bait. Now, the intention after the shark gets the bait, I will try my very best for the shark not to swim into the boat or into the cage. Unfortunately, I don't control the shark, as I've just mentioned. What I will try and do is to turn the shark, so the moment that it starts to run with the bait, it hopefully takes it off away from you. Now, this is very spectacular to watch, but it definitely by far is not my intention. Alright, when you look up top towards the seaward side, you might see some buildings on the horizon to the left there. That is Dar Island. That's where we are normally working with the sharks during the winter, and that's also where most of the shark documentaries get shot. Now, Dar Island today is only home to roughly about 25 different species of marine and coastal seabirds. The African penguin, probably the most well-known out of all. Behind Dar Island is probably one of the reasons why we find the shark is Giza Rock. There's in between 50 to 60,000 seals out there. So 50,000 of the best reasons why we find the white shark. Alright, the reason this lady asked me a question earlier at shore, she asked me why are the sharks down here in the summer. Very simple, 3 main reasons. Firstly, the water temperature. Now, the wind that you were experiencing in Cape Town yesterday, it's called the Cape Doctor or the southeast. It's an offshore flow that's responsible for upwelling. So it blows the heated layer of water on the surface out to sea. And immediately from the deep, the cold water comes up from the bottom and starts to fill up the shore areas. It means that during the summer months, the temperature of the water changes every single day. Hence, the sharks are perhaps moving closer into shore because the shallow waters are generally a bit warmer and easier heated by the sun. Secondly, perhaps the sharks change their prey because right now you can probably spend weeks around Dar Island, especially around Giza Rock, and not see a single shark. What this could suggest is that at different times of the year, the shark perhaps changes its prey. Where we are now, we find a lot of carp, sometimes some yellowtail, as well as other species of sharks, rays and skates, which do form part of the shark's prey. That's a good enough reason. Lastly, is the mating and giving birth theory. Now, no one has never ever seen a white shark mate. There's very little known about the actual mating or birthing of great whites, but what we think what happens if they are utilizing this area, because these sharks don't have muscle in their gills, when they copulate, the male shark physically bites onto the female to hold onto it, and the male has two claspers. Now, to look for the difference between males and females, it might be a bit of a challenge for you. It's not too difficult. Look between the belly of the shark and towards the tail. There are two small triangular fins. The females have the two fins with a slit. The males have two fins and what is called claspers. They look almost like two white cucumbers hanging. Now, as the male shark bites onto the female, the reason why they have two claspers should hopefully make mating a bit more successful. At that stage, the both sharks start to sink towards the bottom, so they physically perhaps start to drown. Because the shoreline already has a natural current with the water flowing over the sandbanks, the sharks, number one, don't sink too deep, and secondly, because of flow of water, they have current running over the gills, and that is why they can revive pretty quickly. But the questions of mating and birthing, most of the answers will be, I don't know. And that's the honest truth, guys. We don't know much about this shark. After the movie Jaws was released in the 70s, it was almost like a global thing. Everyone started hating great white sharks, and they were literally killed on sight. Now today, with all the technology that we have available to us, this is one of the few animals on this planet that we really know nothing about. Alright, let's get the bait out there. I'm not too sure how long we're going to wait. If there are any questions, guys, you must please ask. It's really important.